This is Dr. Second Chance. Congratulations on your journey in recovery, and whether it's been a few days of sobriety or a long term, let's today talk about how you must set boundaries with other people. And I'm Dr. Second Chance, and I'm a licensed physician, a trained recovery coach, and a person in 13 years of long-term substance use disorder and alcohol use disorder recovery. By setting boundaries, what are we doing? Why is it important? By setting boundaries with others, you allow yourself the necessary room to focus on your own actions. You free space in your mind to dedicate to recovery. Setting boundaries can protect you from becoming ensnared in other people's emotional drama or well-intentioned but unhelpful assistance. It can keep you on the path to recovery that you desire. Let's talk about this a little bit more. No matter what boundaries are established, no one should be manipulated, taken advantage of, have their time wasted, or allow someone to speak disrespectfully to them. No matter how much guilt a person in recovery may have about their actions, during active use, they do not need to make up for the past by acting as a punching bag for others upon leaving treatment. So here are 6 different groups or different kinds of people that you need to think about setting boundaries with. And some of them may surprise you, but it's important to think through and talk about with people who are helping you with your recovery journey. The 6 different kinds of groups of people are family, friends, romantic interests, not counting a spouse or a partner, self-help group members, treatment professionals like psychologists and psychiatrists, and addictionologists, and finally, internet and social media people. And so let's talk about these for a little bit here. Let's talk about internet and social media people. These may be people that you don't even know very well. And certainly the internet and social media has the potential of providing great support and resources in recovery. But on the other hand, it's known, for instance, that people that look at Facebook a lot are more likely to be depressed from what they see. And it's possible that postings and arguments on social media may be triggering. They might make you angry or depressed or sad. And so look at the people you interact with on social media and decide if some of them need to be cut out, or if it's just a matter you need to limit your time, cutting your time down that you spent interacting in this way. Friends can be a great source of support in recovery, but friends can also be a problem. If they're friends that drank heavily with you, for instance, or only interacted with you in the setting of alcohol-related events, they may unwillingly, unintentionally sabotage your efforts. Also, too, friends may like you the old way and not the new way, and or may even feel guilty about continuing to use themselves, and thus sabotage you by trying to encourage you to drink. And so take a look at your friends. Who do you need to spend less time with? Who do you need to spend no time with? Or do you set a boundary like I'm only willing to interact with you at certain kinds of locations that does not have alcohol or drugs? A romantic interest, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, someone say that you're not married to, also may only be used to interacting with you in the face of using or drinking heavily, and can also be a source of causing you to relapse. It's always one's hope that someone loves you for who you are, and if you decide to stop drinking, trying to make yourself a better person, that they would support that effort. But that is not always the case. You may have to take a good, long, hard look at a boyfriend or girlfriend. Self-help groups like Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous can be a great source of support and moving forward in your recovery. But occasionally you get people that get carried away that don't approve of how you're doing recovery, or only claim that their way is the best and that you can only participate with them if you do it their way. It's their way or the highway. And so sometimes even people that have good intentions that are part of a recovery community may not be the best fit for you. You may need to try another group or even another approach altogether. Now, I've also listed treatment professionals like psychologists and psychiatrists. Usually they're very good at helping. And when you have a psychologist or a psychiatrist where you have something called great therapeutic alliance, you feel like they're amazingly on your side and help you. But that doesn't mean a professional can't be demeaning or act inappropriately with you, or even if they've done nothing wrong, maybe there's just no connection. And when you have good therapeutic alliance with somebody helping you, you know it, and it's a profoundly positive experience. And if you haven't had that with a counselor or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, then you just may need somebody else, someone else's personality, etc. Finally, I wanted to end on family. There can be a lot of really strange family dynamics that occur, and most of the videos online you're going to see about how family needs to set boundaries with you while you're in active use. And you always hope that your family will be loving and supportive, but there are a lot of things that can go wrong. Sometimes families are so frustrated with what you did, they want to lecture you or yell at you or treat you disrespectfully, and that's not okay. You may need to talk with somebody about how to set boundaries if that dynamic's going on in your family. Also, too, there's a strange dynamic that sometimes people are excited that you've stopped using drugs, but they still don't want you to change. They're afraid of what that might look like. And so on the one hand, they don't want you using drugs and alcohol and having a problem like DUIs. But on the other hand, they don't like the unknown and the uncertainty of what life will look like with a new you. And this can lead to some sabotage. So again, you have to think through family. Sometimes you need to have an arrangement maybe where you're away from the family a little bit, or a meeting with a family therapist to talk about, how to talk to each other and communicate in respectful ways now that you're on this recovery journey. Well, thanks for watching this video on setting boundaries for the person in recovery. Please subscribe to Dr. Second Chance, like, share, hit the notification bell icon so you can see when I upload. I'm really grateful for people that watch. I ask you to support the channel, and I do put money back into the channel, as well as give money that comes in support to organizations that help take care of those with addiction, homelessness, and poverty here in Colorado.